I would now like to call upon Shri Ravi Boratkar ji, President MEDC, Chairman Central India Central Multipurpose Consumer Cooperative Society, to kindly come and enlighten us with his words.
Good morning to you all. Good morning, sir. It's been really wonderful here, Rusenji, and particularly with your introduction in Hindi and the social crusaders you are calling to the people. So thank for also inviting us and inviting me particularly and allowing me to be a part of this function. I also thank Dr. Sanjay Gandhi. And of course, it's good to be amongst the people to whom you know, who are your friends, like Ketan, my colleague, Mr. Ashish Garde. He is also running an important program called Magic in Marathwada, and we are a colleague in MEDC. We also have Mr. Sandeep Ghuge, Sri Arvind Baliji, and I think also we are joined online by Sri Satish Jha. So friends, am I not audible here? Yeah. I think I will adjust. Yeah, thank you. I think let me say a few words about my organization MEDC. That Maharashtra Economic Development Council, as it is popularly known as, is a very unique think tank. It was established by the late Dhananjay Rao Gadgil, an eminent economist and former deputy chairman of the erstwhile Planning Commission. He is also credited to be the father of cooperative movement, not only in Maharashtra but in India. So this unique organization indeed, keeps on, works as a development catalyst on various socio-economic developmental programs for the state of Maharashtra in particular, and in general maybe for other state or central government also. And we actively contribute and promote to provoke reasoned thinking in matters of contemporary policy at both central and state level. And at MEDC, we have, this body is constituted by all the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture in Maharashtra. They are from various regions of Maharashtra. Because like Marathwada Chamber of Commerce from Aurangabad, maybe Nagpur Chamber of Commerce from Vidarbha, of course Maratha Chamber of Commerce from Pune, and so far from Mumbai, there are 2-3 Chamber of Commerce and Industries. So that gives us a very pan-Maharashtra presence. And now coming to today's subject about the CSR, I think one good thing is, as has been said earlier also, that Maharashtra is certainly leading in the forefront as far as CSR is concerned. Second good thing is that it's not only the number of companies who are, spending their CSR is going up, but also the best part is it's not no more that they are adopting to just donate to the maybe PM's fund or some other fund, but they are actively creating some systems. Either some of them, the large company perhaps have created their own foundations, or they have their own internal departments, and they are working with people like all who are sitting in this room, that those who are the implementing agencies, but they are working very actively, and that is growing day by day. So that's a very welcome change. And many of these companies have adopted a strategic and systematic structured approach to CSR. Well, I think I will not dwell more into what they have been doing, because you are all aware of that. You have been working very closely with the CSR teams and companies. But I would like to draw attention to only 2 things. Because as we all know, CSR fund mostly being utilized for the education and then healthcare. And maybe the third number comes about the rural development, and very negligible amount for maybe a women empowerment or the sports training or the skills. I think what is required now is to think that what are the other areas where we can create good role models. As Ketan said, we have to demonstrate a role model wherein the corporates will feel like, investing the funds. And we can create that system so that whatever fund they're allocating can be implemented, can be put to the use for a better societal benefits. So here, since I'm also a president of AgroVision Foundation, which is working mostly in Vidarbha, with the aims and objective to educate, encourage, and empower farmers for the last almost 10 to 12 years. And we are fortunate that we have people like Mr. Nitin Gadkari, advising us on many of the occasions. So there I feel I would like to draw that we need to do more and more about agriculture. Because since either in our economy, as you all know, in any field, it ultimately is connected with the agriculture or the rural development, because a large population still is, more than almost 50% they are associated with agriculture. And large population still stays in rural areas. And a lot needs to be done there. Lot is being done there, but I think a lot needs to be done there. I will give a small example. Our government of Maharashtra had earlier launched a scheme of Jalayukta Shivar. I think that Jalayukta Shivar scheme was a boon to the people of dryland area. For dryland farming or the arid region farming, it has really, that proved to be a game changer. Because I have seen, in fact, in Maharashtra, even though we are good in many horticulture produce or many crops, number two maybe for the fruit production, etc., but still the total irrigated land, I think, is less than 20% or almost 20%. Secondly, in Maharashtra, we have almost 24% of the drought-prone areas. And since we have worked in the areas like Vidarbha and Marathwada, the agriculture there is really challenging, and it's mostly because they are dependent on the rain-fed agriculture systems only. And this Jalayukta Shivar, we have seen the examples that many farmers could properly, some attempted for a second crop also, some could properly manage their crops. And it's not only creating a pond in the farm, Jalayukta Shivar, but also it was about the deepening of the nalas around the villages, or maybe desilting of the lakes. So I think this kind of activity should be more and more, people should come forward to take this kind of activity. I know there are challenges to undertake this kind of activities because of the reach in the rural areas, and having a proper infrastructure there to implement, and also to make a proper the reports showing it to the person how it is being progressing there. And I think today what we also need to do, that what we have seen post-pandemic, that there's a great acceptance of the technology, it's being accepted. Now also we have some people joining online here, some people listening to us online. And this has gone up to the farm areas also now. People from the farm can also, they nowadays on their WhatsApp messages, they can click a photograph and send it to the concerned, either consultant also, what they can do if there is a problem in the farm. So we need to further propagate this technology to the rural areas. So my only request when I conclude to you all will be that later in the day you will be listening to the many eminent speakers from various fields. Today also you have with us many role models here, and I'm sure each one of you can also be a role model if, as Ketan said, with a great determination, if you march ahead. And my only humble submission is that we need to look at our rural areas and a farming community, that how can we implement the projects, how can we do something to improve the infrastructure there, be it for irrigation. There are multiple problems they are facing. There is also a problem of a residue, the use of pesticides. There is a problem of following the modern agricultural practices. There is a problem of supply chain management system, grading, sorting, taking the produce to the mandi at a proper time, avoiding the losses, also maintaining a proper quality by the time it reaches the market and our table. So in this area, if we contribute, I am sure there is a lot value we can add to our society. And as an MEDC and as an Agrivision Foundation, we'll always be there to be a meaningful intermediaries between the corporates, implementing agency, and the end user. So for any time, any help, we are always there. With this work, I will wish you all social procedures once again all the best. Thank you.